I always thought that I would succeed somehow, but you don't, well, you don't think it's going to be like this. I mean, I certainly didn't think it was going to be like this.
There's a berry! There's a berry! There's a berry! Oh my God!
Get on my left.
He's being called the new James Dean, but James Dean died in a car crash at age 24. And 25-year-old Luke Perry doesn't like the comparison.
What is it that bothers you about the comparison?
I think that sort of, in a way, if they make the association strong enough, I'll have to pay the price for the fact that he checked out early. And I don't want to, you know. I hope to be still working when I'm 30 and 40 and 50 and forever how long I want to. I think when I can no longer fulfill that James Dean fantasy for them, they'll look and get it from someone else and I'll be gone.
2 years ago, actor Luke Perry was more concerned with shoveling asphalt for a road crew in Los Angeles than in dealing with fame and fortune. But that was before Dylan McKay. Dylan is Perry's highly sexy and totally vulnerable bad boy character on the Fox Network's primetime soap Beverly Hills 90210, the nation's #1 show among teenagers.
You guys are doing steroids?
Each Thursday night, millions of teens hang up their phones to watch the latest exploits of the coolest, richest, and most gorgeous high school clique this side of Rodeo Drive. On this show, nothing is out of bounds. Topics that many parents have trouble talking to their kids about are routine fare.
What do you want me to say? That I'm gonna wait till I get married? You're so worried and I haven't even done anything yet.
But the show's hottest topic, receiving some 5,000 pieces of mail per week, is Luke Perry. He has soared to a first among equals status in the show's ensemble cast, surpassing even the popularity of the show's lead and his best friend, Jason Priestley. It's been scenes like this that have led the press to tag him too cool for school and top throb.
Brenda, I'm an idiot. Please don't leave.
You're scaring me!
I'm sorry.
Dylan, what happened?
He just gets to me. He always gets to me.
But it's the sight of Perry in the flesh that sends fans into hysterics. Consider his appearance at a Florida mall last August.
I was shocked. I was aware that that was a situation that was going to get out of control quickly. I could see a lot of people on the ground floor in front of me. There were people on a balcony up here that were hanging over. There were people on the third balcony at the top that were hanging way out, screaming. I was afraid someone was going to fall. I was afraid that the crush was going to be too much on people pushing forward, and as it turns out, that's exactly what happened.
Perry was quickly hustled away by security, but left in his wake were 21 injured fans, 13 of whom had to be hospitalized.
I said to myself, this is not worth it. You know, it absolutely is not worth it. I want our show to do well, but certainly not at the expense of anyone getting injured or possibly even killed.
Another of Perry's concerns these days is how to avoid the flash-in-the-pan fate of previous teen heartthrobs. Appearing recently on the pages and the covers of more mainstream magazines is a start to a more enduring career. But Perry knows that ultimately it won't be the number of magazine covers that will make or break him. It will be his talent.
Well, what's like going to class? I'll walk you.
Oh!
There's a wall there. It's okay, they throw them up.
Okay, so now this is your class. Where's your class?
All these different ones,
all
actually.
of these
we
different
go to.
ones.
Yeah, I did my one of my first scenes right in there. The one where you first ever seen me, we shot right in here.
And how nervous were you then?
Not as nervous as I am now. Pretty nervous.
What was your school like in comparison to this?
My school was really small. I went to a very small high school, about 400 people.
It was here in Fredericktown, Ohio, population 2,300, that Coy Luther Perry III was raised by his stepfather and mother, with whom he is still very close. Sometimes the modest surroundings of his hometown feel very far away.
I felt weird, you know, the first time my mother ever saw me step out of a limousine. I felt very, you know, I felt a little guilty, maybe. I don't know. I felt a little strange. There's a little bit of uncomfortability that goes with having people who've known you all your life, certainly before any of this ever happened. I'm afraid they'll look at me and say, well, that's not him. And it is me, because I don't change who I am for what I'm doing.
Are you shocked at the kind of attention you're getting?
But back in rural Ohio, the opportunities to sow seeds of celebrity were greatly outnumbered by the opportunities to sow seeds of corn. And a young Luke Perry had never stopped dreaming.
Well, I didn't think the guy I was going anywhere, you know. I want to do something with my life, you know. When my time here is up, I don't want to look back and see that I didn't do anything, you know. And by that I mean I didn't have any effect on anything else. I see a lot of people that let their life happen to them, and I want to happen to my life. I don't want my life to happen to me.
After graduating from high school, Perry left home, took some acting classes, and eventually wound up in a flat in this rundown building in Harlem.
Ned, you're not on a guilt trip, are you?
Yes, I am, in a way.
He found himself commuting to work in Manhattan on ABC's soap Loving. Here he began the daunting task of happening to his life.
They were long days. Sometimes it seemed like it just would never end, you know. It's a long train ride up there. And, but living that way, it makes you see what is real and what is a problem and what is just, I mean, I think people manufacture their own problems. Anyone that would bitch about, like, you know, the size of their trailer or their dressing room, and I wonder if they remember a time when they didn't have a trailer or a dressing room. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's just still real fresh in my mind, so I don't take that stuff for granted.
How long have you lived here?
A little over a year.
When Perry left New York, he ended up here in this rented two-bedroom house in Hollywood. Not exactly the kind of place you'd find on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Wipe your feet. Ha ha.
Yeah, ha ha. Who decorated this house, first of all?
I decorated this house.
You did?
Well, I didn't really decorate it, but my stuff is in here.
This room I can't go in because it's not because it's your bedroom, but because you've got your pig in there and you won't let the pig go on camera.
Exactly.
You're very protective of your pig.
I certainly am.
Now, why won't you let your pig
It's not so
go on
much
camera?
my choice. I give him
It's the
the
pig's
option.
choice?
Exactly. I've given him the option numerous times to appear on, you know, talk shows, magazines. He declines. I'm not going to push him.
And you've asked him about appearing on this show.
He's got a big thing for you. The pig is crazy about you, but, you know.
For the record, his pig, Jerry Lee, is the only one who shares his home. He does admit to having a girlfriend, but that's all he'll say about her. Sorry, girls.
Pull.
Did you hit anything?
Got them both.
Oh, you did?
Bingo.
Far above the glare of Hollywood, Perry spends much of his free time at this shooting range in the mountains. This isolated spot is one of the few places left where Perry is treated normally, where his newfound celebrity is less of a burden, and he can be relaxed and comfortable in public.
Yeah, I'd
Luke.
be lying if I didn't. I would be lying. I know. I'm glad you stopped chewing this stuff, Marie. It was very unattractive when you did.
I must say, I can't remember the last time someone spit at my boot with tobacco.
I didn't spit at your boot. You know how you can tell?
Because
There's
it's
no
not
spit
on
on
my
your
boot.
But most of all, here he finds a place to mull it all over.
I think about a lot of things.
You do?
Yeah. I want,
Long career.
I don't know about long. Distinguished, maybe. But long, we'll see.
Hollywood is full of tales of young stars whose careers and even lives have self-destructed when exposed to the sudden heat of fame. But for Perry, so far, so good.
This is certainly the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I don't want the best thing that ever happened to me to turn into the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I think you can prevent that.
Perry starts work this month on a feature film. And by carefully selecting future projects where he can play characters other than 90210's stereotypical Dylan, Luke Perry just might shake the ghost of that other actor with sideburns and a Porsche that died so long ago.
I don't want someone to look at my work and say, well, great, if you need, you know, if you need James Dean, you need somebody like that, fine, that's your guy. But if you need someone else, forget about him. Only time will tell. I mean, if I'm you know, this the flavor of the month or the flash in the pan or all that everyone tells you you're going to be, maybe so. But I'll go down fighting. I mean, I'll go down kicking and screaming, trying not to be that.